Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about reducing bounce rates without design changes. And then last time we talked about, bounce rate and some questions to ask about that. Today we're going to dig a bit deeper into changes on site to lower that bounce rate, while increasing the time your visitors spend on your site. Unfortunately though, lowering bounce rate really isn't always a straightforward process, and it often includes major SEO changes. That can make your site more appealing to the eye, more inviting to the user, faster. But, not all business owners, have the means or desire to experiment with such design changes. As an alternative, though, you can use, one of these design-free strategies to decrease your bounce rate. Internal linking, that really should be your number one because it's the easiest to use. Though it might take some time to get your site up to speed. The process of internal linking involves, tightly connecting those internal pages of your website together through those hyperlinks, that anchor text that you want those users to, it really accomplishes, two goals. One, it gives that user something to do by giving them a chance to venture further into your site. And second, it makes the internal pages easier for Google's algorithms and bots to see what you determine what your site is about, through those keywords and what those pages are about. It helps them understand the site, and it can improve the page authority and domain authority of your site overall based on that, internal linking plan. Talk to your customers would be another way. Really, who is your audience? And if you can't answer that question, or you've answered that question with everyone, you'll be in some serious need of adjusting your written voice to those customers. Your internal pages need to speak directly to your target demographic, and that target demographic needs to be as specific as possible, if you want to minimize the chances of someone leaving prematurely. For example, if your target market is highly experienced marketers and you explain basic marketing concepts in, SEO 101 terms, you could easily alienate that visitor and cause them to leave your site. And then, another one, be concise. SEO best practices demand that there are, an ample amount of written content on your site across all of your internal pages. Unfortunately, some business owners misinterpret this to mean that the more content you have, the better. If you're trying to lower your bounce rate, you have to focus on quality over quantity. While it's true, having more scannable text on your site can oftentimes make you appear more authoritative, but only when your material is well written. That fluffy content or, content stuffed with keywords is only going to irritate your users. And if you want them to stick around, you need to reduce your message to the smallest possible space. Get narrow. Don't be wide. Be relevant. There we go. Make sure that on-page content, adequately reflects the purpose of your page. If you've got a page called services, but instead you talk more about your capabilities, you might feel you're capturing the intention of your page, but actually, you're moving away from what your customers will expect from a services page. Do a thorough audit of your current site structure, including, how your content engages with your users on each individual page. Are you giving your users, exactly what they expect to find based on that page and that URL? If not, you can definitely guess that a large portion of your users are going to leave rather quickly. Offer more value would be another one. Keep those users on your site involves increasing the value of each one of those internal pages. You might have content, images, insights, facts, videos, or something entertaining on your page, but, is it truly valuable to your customer? Or, is it just filler to round out your web page? The easiest way to do this in a format is to provide that valuable information. At the same time, you have to understand what information is most valuable to your users and deliver on that. Next one would be direct your users. Users often will bounce from site simply because they don't have, really anywhere else to go. They feel like they've reached the end of the road, as it were, and will exit to move on to their next destination. In order to prevent, that kind of loss by, you've got to direct your users through, action-based language or, calls to action, For example, at the bottom of one of your pages, you could, lead into another with the phrase, "For more information on this, please see our page on yada, yada, yada," or have a, if you like this article, please subscribe to our newsletter. Doing so gives your customers motivation and direction, to take that next step on your site. And last but not least, as we wrap it up, simplify your sitemap. And that can really work wonders for your bounce rate. Complicated navigations are often one of the biggest contributors to users' dissatisfaction, But if you streamline that, tighten up your site structure and really give your users a very clear path to any desired destination that you're wanting to drive them to, you'll eliminate that problem. So if you're concerned about how your sitemap and your navigation appeal to your target audience, you can have someone like SEO.co, do an investigation into your site, possibly do a site audit. There's website redesigns. Do you need more content? That's what we're here for. You can come on over to SEO.co and, schedule a time to have that free consultation. And you can learn how we can help you outright and outrank your competition. Thanks a lot for your time and look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.